welcome to TransformNation. I'm Coach Omar. I'm here with Dr. Karen. We're here with Scott from the Surf House. He's a competitive paddleboarder, and we're gonna learn from him how he trains, how he manages to balance training and work hours, and how he's working with Dr. Karen to go international, and how this is working out for him. So let's jump into this. Scott, how are you doing?
Really well, thank you. Yeah,
Cool.
glad to be here and have you guys here too.
Oh, thanks so much. How long have you been here in Blackboard?
My parents actually moved here in '67, so I've essentially been here my entire life.
So you're an Emirati of sorts.
Just no passport yet, that's all we know.
That's kind of cool. Okay, so, well, how did you start on this whole surfing thing?
When I was around 8 years old, my elder brother pushed me into my first wave, and essentially after catching that first wave, I just got hooked on the whole experience. I loved the feeling of it, and pretty much became obsessed with the whole sport since that day. I went on to actually study at a university. I did a course called Surf Science and Technology, and then I came back to Dubai in 2005 at the age of 21 and decided to put my degree to use rather than just work for any kind of regular company. So that's how I started, yeah.
Where do you study this, in Australia? Or?
I actually studied it in Plymouth in the UK. I should have gone to Australia, but yeah, I ended up in the UK.
I'm not very versed in the surf culture, but
yeah.
It sounds like Dubai and the UK are not huge spots for surfing. So
yeah.
How does this exist? Like, okay, you have a surf shop in Dubai, which is a beach town and everything, but how is there like surf science in Plymouth?
That's a good question. No one associates the UK with surfing either, but you'd be surprised. Anywhere with the coastline, including Dubai, does get swell, and surfing is one of the sports now that's just grown so much worldwide that you do have a really strong community there in the UK. And one guy in particular decided to make a degree out of everything to do with surfing. So from the business side of things, to the sports psychology side of things, to the environmental and coastal development side of things. So it's quite a well-rounded degree.
Oh, that's very impressive. So like, how have you been able to apply that here in the UAE?
Well, the main idea was actually just to show people that you can in fact surf here, because no one really realized that you can, and I'm proof, and a group of my friends as well that started in the early 90s, that you can in fact learn how to surf here and have an amazing upbringing learning how to surf with a lifestyle around the beach and the water. So the idea was to show people that you can do that, and yeah, the response was so great from the public here that things just kept gaining momentum, and eventually we managed to build this community up alongside a small business, and now we have the Surf House today.
Oh, sorry.
So, what are some of the challenges you faced as surfing here in Dubai, mentally, physically?
On setting this up here.
This up and elsewhere. I know how surfing's your hobby, but also what's surfing, considering I know, for example, that there are days where you have no waves at all,
yeah,
and you have some nice swell.
Yeah, very good question as well. When you're a surfer, you really want to surf as much as possible, obviously. So that is the biggest challenge in that we don't have surf every day. There's probably 100 days in a season, which is more than most people expect actually. And that works out to around 10 to 12 days in a month between October to April. So on all the days that we don't have waves, it's just finding other ways to get into the water. Still train, things like paddleboarding were really instrumental in the business as a whole actually, because it gave people all of a sudden something to do on the days that were flat. And yeah, it's just kind of, it's been creative and finding ways to still enjoy the ocean depending on what the conditions are doing on that day.
Well, do you also do kite surfing, or is that like?
I don't personally know. I get asked that all the time.
It sounds like a natural connection.
Yeah, and there's a huge scene here, and I know that it's a fun sport to do, but I'm very much focused on sports that involve as little faffing and maintenance as possible. So I don't have the patience for all the ropes and things and set up and pack up time. I just like something you can throw in the water and get started with quickly.
I understand. Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, but there seem to be like, I thought that you dabbled in like all the variables of surfing, but it seems like it's a completely different sport.
Yeah, it's, if you're a surfer, I mean, there's plenty of guys that kite and surf, but there's definitely a group of people that are very sort of purist about either just surfing or that, yeah.
Like, just two quick questions. You're talking about swell and flat. So I understand that when it is flat, it's when there's no waves, obviously. And
correct,
swell is, what does that mean? Or is it swirl?
Well, we get, no, that's right, swell, waves. We get wind swell here in the Arabian Gulf. So it starts with a low pressure system round about where Kuwait is, and it'll blow for 2 or 3 days at a time.
Okay.
Northwesterly winds ranging between sort of 15 to 30 knots.
Okay.
And yeah, when that happens for a couple of days, we'll end up with surf here in the Gulf. So that ranges between like knee high and overhead. So yeah, those are the days with surf, and it'll last for about 2 or 3 days. And yeah, you'll find between like 50 to 100 guys out in the water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like, if someone wants to learn how to surf with you guys, should they come and the surfing like within those that margin of days that you can actually surf, or should you come here and start with the paddleboarding first and get your balance down?
You can do it either way. The paddleboarding is a really good precursor. So if you're going to come on a day that's flat, it's a good way to just get on the water and be on a board. So you're going to start working a little bit of that balance, increasing your comfort in the water as well. But a lot of people want to jump straight into it. So on our website, we've got a forecast page, and that actually shows you what days of the week we will get swell, how big it will be, and our instructors can get in touch with you then and let you know the best day to come down, if it's a beginner lesson or intermediate lesson. And, yeah.
Oh, well, that's really cool. So you actually can go to your website and book an appointment. You guys will let them know that, hey, it's a good time for surfing.
Yeah, we're on the weather forecast every day, so we update that every morning at 7, and we'll let you know exactly what the conditions are on that day and what it's doing in the 5 days ahead as well.
Oh, that's fantastic, yeah. So tell us about your competing then. Like, you're now a competitive paddleboarder, yeah?
Just locally here, yeah.
How does that work?
I'm still
like,
working on the international part.
Yeah, well, it's work in progress, but I'm like, I don't doubt you.
It's always good to have someone pushing you, that's for sure. Yeah.
Good job. Kick your ass.
Yeah. You do it well.
So yeah, so like, what's a competitive environment here for paddleboarding?
Well, the whole stand-up paddleboarding scene here
Yeah.
has grown tremendously, and it's been amazing to see it go from us bringing in 2 paddleboards, literally just to experiment, and that was in 2006. We were paddling up and down the beach, and everyone was looking at us going, what are these guys doing? It looked kind of strange at the start if you'd never seen it before.
Yeah.
There's been a big revival in the last 10 years. It's an old sport that's kind of had a renaissance recently. And yeah, from 2006, it took a little while to take off, but in the last 4 or 5 years, it's really exploded here. It's easy to do. The entry barriers are very low. If you've got the right equipment, that is.
Yeah, I'm not
it's
so
easy
sure
enough
it's
to do.
easy to
Yeah,
do.
I've tried it a couple of times. It's really not that.
I think we need to get you on the right board with a good instructor, of course, as well.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, why not? Let's go this afternoon.
Well, we're bringing the team over on Friday.
Perfect.
Yeah, well, that's actually tomorrow. So
we're gonna be here tomorrow for sure.
Yeah.
You gonna get them here?
Oh yeah, I'm getting them here.
Yeah.
We'll be waiting.
See, I have a theory that it's a great sport to actually work on your stabilizer muscles. Because like any imbalance you have, like weight goes down the board. So yeah, every time that I go in there, I know where I'm like weak and it's just keep falling.
Definitely, yeah. Everyone kind of says that they start feeling muscles that they never used before.
Yeah.
So everything's working at the same time.
Community, I'm doing something wrong.
It's a hard sport, and you see, you guys just like standing in there so calm and
I know,
everything.
you should see them
just
at
push yourself.
competition. It's completely different.
It's different,
It's
but you
not
make it
calm.
look easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wonder how they
relaxed.
I wonder how they don't fall off the board when they do that turn. I just go, how did he do that? Not being flat in the water and okay.
Just one of those things. I think the more you do it, like anything, the more comfortable you get at it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's. I guess you work a lot on your perception. You know kind of where you have your balance. And you just,
Yeah, and I think that's just doing it more than anything. You get out. There's no replacement for actual time on the water on your board. So if you want to improve at it, that's what you have to do. Yeah.
But yeah, but again, it is much harder than it looks. Like, maybe for you guys that have been doing it for a while, yeah. Man, I've noticed girls though have an easier time than guys.
Alright, got it right.
Maybe it's because like girls take it with more patience, and like, have you found this in your clients? The guys that
Possibly.
more jump into it?
Yeah, there's always that actually, even when teaching as well. Girls seem to listen better than the guys do. They kind of want to jump on and just do it, just like we don't read instruction manuals as well. I think it's the same sort of thing.
Yeah, well, you just maybe saw Point Break or something like that. Like, yeah, I want to serve
on it.
And then,
I'm Johnny Utah, yeah, Keanu Reeves. But sorry, to go back to your question about the paddleboarding as well, there's a whole circuit now. So throughout the season, it's probably about maybe 10 or 12, 1 to 2 events each month. And Abu Dhabi actually hosted the World Championships here twice, which was really special for the sport and the community here to have the best in the world come down and show us all how it's really done.
Awesome. So like, when's the next competition here?
I think that it'll be, I haven't seen the calendar for next season, but I believe probably early October will be the first race of the season, and then it'll go on through until probably May or June. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Well, we'll let everyone know we need to go cheer.
Sure, yes. Go participate.
Just come get on a board yourself. That's what
yeah. It's awesome.
I'll do the cheering part. I'm better at that.
So, like, how has Karen helped you out with your sport though? Like, what part of your sport does sports psychology include?
Well, before talking to Karen, I had no idea about it or how important it was, the benefits. And when the World Championships came to Abu Dhabi, as I mentioned, I was thinking to myself, wow, these guys are so good that, you know, how am I going to even match up to them or compete with those guys, because they're, you know, such a high level. So some of the tools that Karen explained were really, really helpful in just, I think that thing that I took away that was most useful was really just the fact that when you go to compete in anything you do, it's really all about the competition with yourself, and your job description, no matter who you're competing against, never changes. So if you can put yourself in a happy, confident state of mind, then that has a direct relation to your performance, and you're going to do a lot better. So.
Oh.
Well, that actually pays attention to me.
Apparently, yeah. So you do some visualizing and
yeah.
You go to your happy place, like Karen explained at some point.
Yeah, she gave me a whole sort of routine prep sort of in the lead up to start time. So about a half hour where you go through things that, you know, put you into a good state, from the snacks that you're going to eat to the stretches, and visualizing how you're going to perform on the actual race itself. So yeah.
So how many hours per day do you dedicate to training for your competition?
That actually goes into the whole work balance thing as well, and it fluctuates a lot. There's days where it's tricky to find the time, but living close to the beach makes it a lot easier for me, and I always manage to get a little bit of water time per day. So yeah, try to generally do at least 45 minutes to an hour a day, whether it's on the water paddle boarding or stretching and yoga or strength training. So yeah.
So, but it is a component of your everyday life, and you kind of just switch around it.
Definitely, yeah. If I'm not doing that, I know that I'm not going to be right up here. So.
Oh, well, that's an important factor. That's true. Like, it actually helps me as well. Kind of, if I trained in the morning, then I can get my day through. If not, it's just like in your head, like, having done this, I'm doing this.
Right. Yeah.
So how come, like, you actually have a very nice business going on here? So how have you managed to actually bring it up? Like, what have been the challenges for this?
Biggest challenge would be trying to set up a business that's very unique to this area, that's not been done before. So even just from a legal point of view, getting the correct permissions and licensing for something like this that's so outside the box took time and was a real challenge. But I think when you've got a passion about something, it gives you that staying power and ability to persevere even when things get really difficult. So yeah, we got there in the end, but it was a long and winding road.
Oh, I imagine. Like, how many associates are there in here? Is it you and?
So we've got a board of directors, of which there are 5 at the moment, including myself and Dan, and then the whole team altogether, staff working at the house, is a team of 9 at the moment.
And what is exactly like the business here? You even have like a recording studio. You have like an excellent cafe downstairs. You like rent the paddle boards. Do you organize competitions as well? Yeah,
we do events as well. We hold the Sunset Open, which is the biggest surfing event in the Middle East at the moment, and we do actually paddleboard events as well too. So that's all kind of good stuff to push the scene and grow the community and educate people that you can do this here. There's a place to come and learn how to do it. You can buy your equipment here, and you can even store your equipment here. So we put people into what we call this whole sort of surf or sup cycle, where we facilitate an entire lifestyle once you actually do when we get your first board.
Okay, and are you planning on like expanding more as Dubai grows? Like, do you have any plans of opening another surf house nearby?
People again ask me that question all the time, and I think there's a very unique set of variables here in Dubai. This, for example, happens to be the only surfing beach at the moment because offshore construction have blocked a lot of the waves coming in. So we put a lot of importance in staying very close to the action, so where people actually practice the sports, and this is the only place to be. It's on Sunset Beach. So until somewhere else maybe presents those unique set of circumstances, I think for now we're just going to focus on making the surf house as good as it can be, and yeah, expanding with things like music, yoga. We do a really good cup of coffee downstairs, and they're all things that we feel fit into this lifestyle.
I see. And what about like other Emirates though? Like, are there any other nice sort of spots around the UAE?
You get waves along the whole coastline here, so there's waves in Sharjah, Ajman, Ras Al Khaimah, Abu Dhabi. But from what we've seen, Dubai actually, funnily enough, has the best surf in the Gulf. It sits in this unique sort of position where it gives you the longest fetch in the Gulf. That's roughly 1,000 kilometers. And yeah, it happens to be right next to the Burj Al Arab, so it's that 7-star surf right here.
Of course. Yeah. So this is the best surf spot in the region, apparently.
Just about, yeah.
Alright, well, if you guys want to come and learn how to surf, then come and visit Scotland. Karen, do you have like any other questions or like points out?
Just a bit more about how you manage to balance work, because this is the thing I get a lot. It's like when athletes or layman people want to start working out, they go, yeah, but I don't have time, you know, I have work and family and friends. So how do you manage, because you surf, you paddleboard, I know you take part in some of the crazy events that Dubai has. I think you did the Spartan thing as well?
Desert Warrior,
That's
yeah.
the one. So you kind of take part in all these things.
Yeah, I think on that, it's all about making your shoulds musts, basically. So people say I should get healthier or train more or eat better. But if you make those musts and decide that you want that, because it's all very closely linked. I believe your mental health and what you can do from a business point of view to how good a friend you can be or a parent, for example. That's all linked to your general well-being and health and fitness. So for me, I believe that, and that's why I know I need to keep that balance in my life. And if I don't, then everything everything suffers. So it's making the shoulds musts and making time for it. There's no such thing as not having enough time. You got to put that as a priority, and when you do, then you're going to notice so many knock-on benefits. And I think when you realize that too, you can never let it go. And
Yeah, I mean that's great. So, no, truly, like you get that a lot when you get clients and everything. Like, hey, you need to go train. I have no time. I have like crazy office hours and everything, and you know, everyone can do it. Like I love this meme that you see sometimes. It's like someone who's busier than you is training right now. You know,
right.
And it is true. Like I've met some of my friends over when I was in the corporate world. You know, they'd be like really busy directors, and they still have time to even perform highly. I think it is like you say. If you have a strong mind, you can actually push yourself both in business, at work, and in training. So of course, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So Scott, do you have like presence online? Are you on Instagram or on Facebook?
We are, yeah. We're on Facebook, Instagram, now Snapchat, because the younger guys that work for us have told me I need to be on Snapchat, so we started that account too. And we have a website, surfingdubai.com. So there's lots of ways to find us and what we're doing with the latest news and things. So.
How can they find you on Instagram?
It's the handle is Surf House Dubai, and it's the same on Facebook as well. If you search Surf House Dubai, and the same for Snapchat too.
Okay, Surf House Dubai. Have you guys tried it, Periscope, by the way?
I know about it. We haven't personally gotten on there yet, but
yeah.
I've been told to try it out for even just doing the morning surf reports, to just use your camera to, because that's what it is, right?
Yeah, it's a live feed that it's linked to Twitter.
Yeah.
So for example, if you showed us a video of someone recording in this. By the way, the acoustics in this are amazing. So we hope that I've received some feedback on our sound.
Okay.
So yeah, like this a recording studio. You could actually record someone, do a recording session, and just stream it live.
Okay, cool.
Like you can go like music at the surf house, and then just have people watch it. Yeah, and then you get more following through that.
Nice.
Or you could just consistently stream what's going on in your coffee shop.
Cool.
People can see what's going on there. Or in your competitions, like, hey, there's Scott. Yeah, just take a look.
No, faster, he's like gone.
Well, we can take Royce there because he's got like a pulse. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Check that out. Nice.
Yeah. But anyway, well, thank you for listening, and thank you, Scott, for your time.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for coming, guys.
Karen, no more questions then?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, cool. Well, we'll see you around next time. You can find Dr. Karen. Where can they find you?
On Instagram at dr_CAREN, or you can follow us on Facebook, which is Transform Fitness.
Okay, with me as usual, like on Facebook, you can find us on GoStrong.me, and on Instagram we're GoStrong_UAE. Okay, so have a good day, guys.